Okay guys, so we're going to be adding color like this to our Thiebaud cakes. So we're going to be using some oil pastels. I also have baggies full of warm color oil pastels you can help yourself to, and cool colors also. And we're going to start out with a brown, so find a brown in your box. This one's almost broken, so I'm just going to unwrap that, and we're going to go in and fill on the inside of the cake. We're going to start on this center line, creating shadow that will end up mixing with our cake flavor color in just a minute. So I'm just doing this at that same angle, coming down and out at a diagonal. That's going to match the way that the cake seems like it is sitting as we look at it as it's cut open. So we want to just follow that same diagonal that you have in your layers that we created, so that it looks like the illusion of a 3D form instead of a 2D drawing. So once you have that brown added, then you can choose whatever color you'd like, and we're going to just go right on top of that with whatever color you chose. If you wanted a brown cake, you could take the white over the top of this, and that would pull some of that brown out of the brown that you just created, and then it would make it a light brown and a dark brown, which would be nice. Okay, and once you have colored all the inside of your cake, then you're going to get to do your frosting. You can do that any color that you would like. I just decided to go in and do brown for chocolate frosting. And so I'm going to fill that in all of those sections. And now I'm going to start adding some shadows, okay? So I'm still using that brown. You could use a brown or a black pastel. And you're just going to kind of fill in these areas that I'm showing you on the right side of the cake plate to show the shadow from the cake. And then on that little wedge where the cake slices out, you're going to just make a little bit of a shading around there, just some shadows, and then at the edge of the cake plate also. Then I'm going to go around the edge of the right side of the cake like this and kind of pull those lines to make the illusion of form. I'm going to pull them over and around that cake where it feels like they're coming from the back to the front. After you finish the shadow, you're going to choose your color for your cake frosting. I chose this light pale pink, and I'm just going to outline where this frosting drizzle is going to go. And then I am still using that horizontal, kind of curved from the back line to create the illusion of form. If some of those colors blend a little bit funny, just keep going over them. Remember not to rub off any of the extra color little flakes that you have, because that's just going to smear. So you can just kind of shake your paper and let those go off on their own. So I'm speed coloring here for you guys so that you can get started on your own in just a second. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, except without the shadow, because the shadow would only be on one side of the paper. So I am going to turn that paper so that I can create that same illusion of form. So it looks like it's coming around the side. Notice that's going pretty horizontally side to side. I am going to leave a few white spaces just so that you can see some light hitting that side of the cake. Then I'm going to go on and add some shadow to the right and bottom of each of these candles. So if you did any other kind of topping, you could do the same. It's still going to be on that same right side so that it matches the shadow that's on the cake in the cake plate. And I gave a little shadow here and there on the right side to show from the candle out. I decided to go in and do the top also, just to give a little extra shadow. You can go in and outline if you'd like. Now, I'm going to end up using a white that's going to mix with this brown. So it's going to be a really light brown, kind of off-white icing. So if you were going to do red or pink or any other color, you can outline with that same color. You don't have to do brown on this part. This is not for shading. This is because I wanted to be able to blend this color on top and kind of create a vanilla type icing or frosting on top of my cake. Now for the candles, you can choose whatever colors you want. You can make them multicolored candles, but I just decided to do orange and yellow because I hadn't used those colors yet, and I was trying to do this for you guys kind of quickly as an example. So if you want to switch on every single one, go for it. If you want to make them all red or blue or pink or green or purple, whatever, you can do that also. Okay, I'm going to finish up with flames, and then I'm going to move on to my background. And I was just going to do some cool colors on the background so that I could contrast the warmish colors that I've done of the yellow and the pinks. So I'm doing a striped wallpaper background. You know, you got to design your own. I'm going to use a blue oil pastel for part of the stripes, and then a green on the other one. So I just skipped and made an AB pattern here. And it gets kind of tricky to do this fast with a broken oil pastel, so just be careful and choose your own colors, choose your own background. Okay, the next thing I'm doing is a purple cake plate. You can do any color you'd like again. I am going to blend my purple right over that brown as a shadow for the cake plate. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is color the table. You can choose any color you'd like there also. And then I'll show you the finished product. So the last thing is going to be that table. Like I said, I'm doing brown. You can do whatever color you'd like. And once I'm finished with that, then I will be finished with this project for myself. And then I can't wait to see what you guys do and what colors you choose. And don't forget that these need to be turned in so that we can keep them here until the art show.